Hey, this is Jeff from Church Motion Graphics, and right now we're going to talk about how to time text to a motion in ProPresenter 4. And I have this great motion that we created. It says, follow us on Twitter. Kind of fills the whole screen, and then about at 8 seconds it flies off and leaves a big space for you to put your Twitter name and what other text you'd like to have. So let's go back into ProPresenter here. I got my motion right in this video bin. I've got a new library here, and so I'm just going to command drag this this motion into this window. I'm going to turn on the timeline, and I am going to command drag the motion. Oh, maybe I have to turn lock on. Drag the motion right into the timeline, and then drag it out to right at the 0 second mark. Okay, so when I play my timeline, it will play the motion right away. Perfect. Secondly, I want to have a slide with my Twitter name on it, so I'm going to select my blank slide here and go into the editor. I'm going to double click to edit the text. Church Motion is my Twitter handle, and my hashtag I like to use is Church Media. Bam. Okay, I'm going to bump up the size there. Let's say 130, and let's change my font so it's a bit thicker. Let's make it regular. That looks pretty good. And let's change the font color to maybe a darker blue to match the motion. I'm going to bump up this again to just a thick, fat font. And right now it's centered right in the middle. I want to just lower that a little bit. It'll match the motion a lot better. Okay, let's get out of there. And I have my two slides now. I need one more slide. I'm just going to click the plus button there. Just a slide that'll clear off the text. And you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to take that slide, put it onto my timeline, and I accidentally had both of these slides selected. I had the one selected there, and then I dragged the other one, so that's why they both came up, but that's okay because I need both of them anyways. So number one is my Church Motion slide. I'm going to put that at 8 seconds because that's where in my animation you'll see the transition occurs. So about at 8 seconds I have that full space to put the text. So I'm going to keep it there at 8 seconds, and my whole animation is 23 seconds long. So I'm going to change this duration, 23 seconds. While I'm over here, I'm going to click the loop button so that I use that in a timeline where when it hits the end, it goes back to the beginning and plays everything over again. So I'm going to turn that on. This is my blank slide, number 3. I'm going to put that towards the end of the animation so that it basically clears off the text before the thing starts over again. It'll look really nice. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's give it a try. I'm going to press play and then do a full screen preview. So looks good right now. Comes up, fades in at the appropriate time. Now this is a lot longer motion, so this will stay up for a little bit. Text should fade off. Okay, great. And then plays again. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted it to do. This is actually a fairly long animation. You can always make it shorter by just changing the duration of your timeline. So I'm going to make it a lot shorter. I'm going to have the text fade out, and then the timeline is going to end, and then it's going to play the motion over again. So let's see how that would work. Follow us on Twitter. Perfect. Follow us on Twitter, and my text comes up, and this should fade off fairly quickly. There it goes, and fades out and plays the motion again. And there's the text again, and this will just keep repeating itself. Okay, this is Jeff from Church Motion Graphics. Thanks for watching.